Morning, Tim from Scott Country National. Is going to be another how-to video. This is going to be how to correctly fit your Innomounts to a scope. Now, a lot of people pay a lot of money for these expensive Innomounts. These return to zero. I've got a set of these here. I'm going to show you how to do them. I've had a few customers phone up and say, "Oh, they're too tight, they're too small, I can't fit them on," or anything like that. So I'm just going to run through now two techniques how to do it. So there is two. There's the way I've seen to do it, and there's another way I've seen to do it. So I'll explain one and do the other. So we're watching there. I'll have an above camera filming as well, so you can see down on what I'm doing on the top, and then just so you can see all my hands moving around the scope and everything like that. So that's the scope that they're going to go onto. Obviously I've got the two mounts set in front of me here, and then solely for the purpose of time, I've prepped them and removed the 4 bolts with a T10 Torx bit, just for ease and time. All I've got here as well is again a T10 Torx bit that comes with it, and I've also got an additional one on my hand here. I've got a pack of post-its, and these other tools will come into play later. So all I'm going to do there is to mount up as I would to mount the scope, as a normal scope on a 30mm tube with the Innomounts. Now you have the ring here. Now the two ways I've seen to do it, or this is the way I do it. Now with a post-it, just a single piece of paper, all you're going to do is I'm just going to tear that bit of sticky off like that. Let's get rid of that so we don't need that. And with the piece of paper, I'm going to lay that round the tube. And then I'm going to take the scope ring itself, and it'll feel tight to push. Now the beauty of the bit of paper is all we're getting there. It will be tight, but that just snaps on like that side, like that. So that comes off. Then that is the top ring mounted on top of the scope. There's all sorts of sticky stuff on this scope, so don't pay too much attention to that. Just solely to the video. I'll do that one more time. Now all we're going to do there is get the piece of paper on so it's covering the tube of your scope. I'm going to snap that on like that and spin it round till the paper becomes free. Spin it around, and there we go. And that's how you put them on without removing or without scratching the body of your scope or anything like that. Now the other way I've seen people do it is with getting the 2 Torx bits like so, and they almost open them like that and make like a clamping method. Now I think you're going against the grain here, so again just pulling the back open and then sitting them back like that. But like I said, I don't really like that method, so I think you're putting unnecessary pressure against them or potential to damage any holes or anything like that on that. So that's it. As you can see there, all nicely mounted up. There we go, on there like I said. So, and then you just mount that down with your T10 Torx bits as you would a normal set of rings. Now what you've got to be careful of here is getting these mounted in nice and snug. Make sure you get yourself a good Torx bit, because if you knack the heads up on these screws, that's it, it's all over. So I'm just using a 10-bit here just to get these in, just to get them started. Then I'll use the little Allen key that's provided just to nip them in. Now there are torque settings in the instruction manual, the various different settings, but like I say, setting them down them upper ring screws, again at 1.9, but obviously read the instructions when you get them and make your own settings for torque. Don't follow anything I say, because if you snap them, they're all over. And like I say, I tend not to torque scope screws up, because if they go over too much, you snap them and they're gone. And a set of these mounts are around 250 quid. They're not the thing that you want to be snapping up or anything like that. So again, just get them all started in like that. Now what you want to do is you don't want to get them, you want them even. So you don't want it open on one side and open on the other. But that's the process. So that's how you get the rings on with a set of Innomounts without scratching your scope and doing it like that. So I hope that's helped some people. Obviously there is they come with a full range of instructions and everything like that, but that's just the top tip I've found on how to do it to save scratching all your scope tube and get them on there nice. These are mainly used for Fermions, so Fermions or C50s, you can get them swapped out, so you can swap them over different rifles, but scope tube's a scope tube. So yeah, so I hope that helped. So if you like this sort of content, please like, share and subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and you'll get notified on our next release of our next video. So cheers, this has been Tim for the Night Vision Show on another how to. Thank you, bye.